Bangun. Dengan izin Arif, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, Assalamualaikum, selamat sejahtera dan selamat pagi. Prosiding pendengaran penerimaan masuk, Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara, Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya pada hari ini, Jumaat 11 Disember 2020, dijalankan secara sidang video Zoom di atas persetujuan semua pihak berikutan Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan Bersyarat. Hakim yang bersidang pada hari ini adalah Yang Arif Dato Ahmad Kamal bin Muhammad Shahid, Hakim Mahkamah Tinggi Bahagian Kuasa-Kuasa Khas 1. Persidangan ini juga disertai oleh Yang Arif Tuan Colin Lawrence Secara, Hakim Mahkamah Tinggi Kuala Lumpur, Mahkamah Tinggi Jenayah 1 sebagai co-presiding judge.
I have the pleasure today of inviting my learned brother, Yang Arif Tuan Colin Lawrence Sequeira, to join me on the bench today for reasons that will become apparent shortly.
Seterusnya, Mahkamah ingin mengingatkan semua pihak supaya kekal di kedudukan masing-masing dan tidak menutup video walaupun setelah selesai giliran. Dipohon kepada wakil-wakil yang hadir pada hari ini bagi pihak Jabatan Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur dan Selangor untuk memperkenalkan diri.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, Ahmad Faiz Razali, Peguam Persekutuan, mewakili Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Peguam Negara.
May it please your lordships, Pushpa Ratnam appearing for the Malaysian Bar Council.
If it pleases you, my lords, Alex Cheng for the Kuala Lumpur Bar Committee.
Terima kasih. Mahkamah akan memanggil nombor petisyen satu persatu. Apabila nombor petisyen dipanggil, pempetisyen diminta berdiri dan memperkenalkan diri. Kemudian, peguam pengusul atau mover akan membacakan latar belakang pempetisyen sehingga selesai. Pempetisyen pertama, WA 18-15101-2020.
Dengan izin Yang Arif. Nama saya Miguel Jude Secara, pempetisyen pertama.
May it please you, my lords, Haji Sulaiman Abdullah on behalf of your petitioner, Miguel Jude Sequeira. The representatives of the relevant bodies have introduced themselves a moment ago, my lords. May it please you, my lords. Miguel Jude Sequeira is the only child of Madam Florence Yesudian, a housewife, and Mr. Justice Colin Sequeira, a judge of the High Court in Kuala Lumpur. Miguel grew up in the suburb of Subang Jaya in the early 1990s, where he attended his primary and secondary schools. Millards, his passion for law began from an early age, where he often followed his father to court before his father's elevation to the bench. His mother played a significant role in the constant encouragement and support in his pursuit of a legal career. My lords, if I may interject a personal note, I have known the father, Mr. Justice Colin Sequeira, for more than a quarter century, and I've always found him a good friend, an able advocate, and a very serious lawyer. His elevation to the bench was only a matter of time and is richly deserved. My lords, as a result of the support which he received, Miguel decided to pursue law via the UK degree transfer program at Hull University. And in his third year, he went on to read law at the University of Aberystwyth, Wales, after which he completed his certificate in legal practice in 2019 in Malaysia. Thereafter, my lords, he commenced his pupillage under the tutelage of my learned friend Datin Jayanti Kanaparan at the chambers of Messrs. Shern Delamore. My lords, again a personal note, it gives me great pleasure to say that I too, more than half a century ago, chambered at Shern Delamore. During his time at Shern, Miguel was trained by his master and her insightful team. During his pupillage, Miguel was given every opportunity to learn and hone his skills as an advocate. Miguel's extracurricular interests include playing football, wherein he represented local clubs, including the Selangor Club, and his university, until a tear in his anterior cruciate ligament, more commonly known as ACL, led him into coaching football instead. His other interests includes hockey, where he represented his school at district level, a trait no doubt inherited from his father, who was a keen hockey player. Miguel is also a member of the Malaysian Mensa Society. On this special and auspicious day, Milords, Miguel would like to take the opportunity to thank his mother and father for their continued guidance, love, and encouragement in pursuing his dream of becoming an advocate and solicitor. He tells me that his father was very supportive and constantly coaching Miguel and his cousin in football and hockey. Miguel would also like to thank his master and her team for the continued guidance in tutoring him in the workings of litigation, as well as his friends who have stuck by his side through thick and thin. My lords, I believe that all the necessary papers are in order and that the respective bodies represented have no objections to this petition. Accordingly, my lords, it is therefore with the greatest of pleasure that I respectfully apply to your lordships to grant an order in terms of this petition, and that an order that Miguel Jude Sequeira do be hereby admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. Milords.
We have no objection, my lord.
My lords, I'm informed that the papers are in order and the Bar Council of Malaysia has no objections to this call. Thank you.
My lords, we have no objections to this petition, and let me extend my congratulations to His Lordship Tuan Colin.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Miguel Jude Sequeira untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
May it please you, my lords. Thank you very much. And I pray that your petitioner be allowed to robe himself, my lords.
Dibenarkan.
Thank you.
Terima kasih Yang Arif, Yang Arif.
Okay,
Much
sama-sama.
obliged, Milats.
Pempetisyen kedua WA 183801-2020.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Lau Chi Hao, Pempetisyen kedua.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Khairul Aiman bin Kamal Zaman. Saya hadir bagi pihak Pempetisyen Lau Chi Hao pada hari ini. Rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masingnya telah pun diperkenalkan sebentar tadi. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya pohon kebenaran untuk meneruskan dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Dibenarkan.
May I introduce the petitioner, Lau Chi Hao. The petitioner was born on 30th of August 1994 in Kuala Lumpur and is the second child of Mr. Low Tiam Sang and Mrs. Yao Mei Chan. He had his early education in Sekolah Jenis Kebangsaan Cina Nam Kiong before continuing his secondary education in SMK Cochrane. In pursuit of his dream, the petitioner read law under the University of London External Programme, graduating with honours in 2018. He then proceeded to study the Certificate of Legal Practice, which he completed in 2019. He then had the honours of doing his pupillage under the tutelage of my dear friend, Mr. Ho Ki Tong of Mrs. Ganho and Razlan Hadri, during which he was exposed to general civil litigation as well as conveyancing practice. My lord, on this special day, the petitioner would like to express his utmost gratitude to his family, especially his parents, for their unconditional love and support during his academic years and their financial sacrifice, which has enabled him to be the first in the family to enter the legal profession. Without the unquestioning support and encouragement from his parents and siblings, he would not be able to stand here to be admitted with your lordships. The petitioner would like to thank his pupil master, Mr. Ho Ki Tong, for the guidance and opportunities given to him throughout his pupillage period. The petitioner also would like to thank the partners of the firm, Mr. Gan Kun Gi, Mr. Razlan Hadri Zulkifli, Mr. Muhammad Apandi Muhammad Yasin, and Mr. Muhammad Yazid bin Muhammad Salim, his colleagues, supporting staff, and the lawyers therein for their patience and their willingness to share their knowledge. The petitioner would like to thank all the judges and registrars of whom he has been given privilege to appear before, the court officers, officers from the Malaysia Bar, KL Bar, AGC, his learned opponents, as well his clients along his continuing journey. The petitioner would like to extend his gratitude to the managing partner of Mrs. Alex Chang & Co., Mr. Alex Chang Hiwa, for providing him an internship opportunity during his academic years, and the supporting staff therein has helped him to develop personally and professionally. The petitioner would like to express his deepest gratitude to his fellow beloved brothers in arms, Alvin, Brandon, Jackson, Joseph Kang, Yu Chung, and Zach, his mentors and colleagues in Ganho Razan Hadri, Irene, Nakudin, Shafiq, Nabil, Danny, Tishon, Shui, Alia, Jing, Mishan, Aina, and Joy, and his fellow friend who had given advice, support, and guidance since the beginning of his pupillage. Yang Arif, I believe the petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of this honorable court. I believe all the petitioner's papers are in order and that my learned friends, I have no objection to this motion. I humbly move this honorable court to admit and enroll the petitioner Lau Chi Hao as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya.
Yes, no objections, my lord.
My lords, I have known Mr. Lau, Melvin, for his friends for a few years now, and as he has been an intern in my chambers. I have known him to be a very responsible young man, absolutely fit and proper to be admitted and enrolled. The Kuala Lumpur Bar has no objections.
Mr. Alex was a little excited, I suppose, because it's his pupil and he didn't give me my chance to first say that
I'm so sorry.
The Malaysian bar has no objections. That's
I
okay,
am so
Alex.
sorry.
That's okay, Mr. Alex. Sorry.
So sorry.
Yang Arif, no objections, Yang Arif.
Only because of a special mention, I believe. My Lord, I pray for the petitioner to rope himself.
Ya, saya tahu hari ini semua orang begitu excited untuk diterima masuk sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara. Tapi sabar, tunggu sehingga saya bagi perintah. Saya belum bagi perintah.
Mau katanya.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Lo Chi Hao untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya. Sekarang saya izinkan untuk pepetitioner menyarungkan jubahnya sendiri. Sila.
Terima kasih Yang Arif dan Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
I'm obliged, my Lord.
Pempetisyen ketiga WA 188401/2020.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Mukmanting, pempetisyen ketiga.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Olivia Chin, hadir bagi pihak pempetisyen Mukmanting pada hari ini. Rakan-rakan bijaksana saya masing-masing mewakili Yang Berbahagia Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur yang telah diperkenalkan. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya ingin memohon kebenaran Yang Arif untuk meneruskan hujan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Ya, dibenarkan.
I pray to introduce the petitioner, Mukmanting. The petitioner was born in 1995 as the youngest child of Mr. Mok Yi Yao and Ms. Ku Kwai Lee. The petitioner completed his early education at SK Batu Lancang before continuing his secondary education as SMK at SMK Penang Free. The petitioner decided to pursue law because of his love for reading and is drawn to the critical thinking aspect of the profession. The petitioner read law at the University of Hull in the United Kingdom and graduated with upper second class honours in 2018. The petitioner then completed the bar professional training course at Cardiff University in 2019. And in the same year was called to the Honourable Society of the Middle Temple as a barrister in England and Wales. The petitioner then commenced his pupillage in the chambers of Z. Ibrahim & Co. under the tutelage of my very good friend, Ms. Joan Ting Pang Chong. During the 9 months of his pupillage, the petitioner felt blessed and appreciates the opportunity to have gained exposure on the various practice areas of law in ZICO. On this momentous occasion, the petitioner wishes to take this opportunity to thank his family for the unconditional love and support. He is forever grateful to his parents for being his pillars of strength and support during his most challenging moments. The petitioner would like to especially thank his mother for her sacrifice and constant support, which made the petitioner who he is today, and his father, who worked hard to provide for him financially, that made his admittance to the bar today possible. The petitioner prays that God will bless them with good health and happiness throughout their life. The petitioner would like to thank his master, Ms. Joan Ting Pang Chung, for her care and patience in guiding the petitioner through various matters as well as career choices. The petitioner truly appreciates the times when his master checked on the petitioner to give him wise advice and work guidance despite her busy schedule. The petitioner would also like to extend his utmost gratitude to his colleague, Mr. Long Muhammad Nur Adman, for his guidance and teaching during his time working in the litigation department. The petitioner is very thankful to Mr. Long for all the great opportunities to learn and to handle the work entrusted to him even when he was still a pupil. The petitioner also would like to thank all the lawyers that he has worked for in ZICO and those who have mentored him during his pupillage. The petitioner would like to thank the pupils of ZICO for their support and help throughout his pupillage. The petitioner will always treasure all the fond memories they created together, whether it was working till late night, working in the office over the weekend, or as simple as enjoying good food and snacks together. The petitioner is especially thankful for his friendships with Esther Gan, Alicia Chua, and Larry Go, who were great listeners and encouragers during his dark moments. The petitioner is also grateful to me, his mover today, who has kindly agreed to take time to move his call. The petitioner also thanked all his friends and relatives who cannot be physically present but still celebrate and share the joy with him today. Finally, the petitioner would like to thank God for giving him the grace and strength for him to come thus far. Although the journey ahead will be filled with many tribulations and new challenges, the petitioner puts his faith in God, for he has never failed him. The petitioner would like to give all glory to God for his goodness and mercies. My lords, I believe that the petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of this honorable court. I believe all the petitioner's papers are all in order and that my learned friends from the Aegis Chambers, Bar Council, and KL Bar Committee have no objections to this petition. Accordingly, I humbly pray that this honorable court to admit and enroll the petitioner, Mok Manteng, as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya.
We have no objection, my lord.
The Bar Council has no objections, my lord. Lords.
The KL Bar has no objections, my lords.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesion Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Mok Manting untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. At this juncture, I humbly seek the court's permission to allow the petitioner to self-rule.
Dibenarkan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Petisyen keempat WA18-9201-2020.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Nur Syamil, pempetisyen keempat.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Hindra Muhammad, saya hadir bagi pihak pempetisyen dalam petisyen ini, Nur Syamil. Yang Arif, rakan-rakan saya bijaksana yang hadir bagi pihak Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam Malaysia, Jabatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur, telah pun diperkenalkan. Saya mohon izin Yang Arif untuk meneruskan persembahan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Dibenarkan.
The court says, your humble petitioner, my lord, Ngo Xiao Wei, was born on the 5th of October 1994 in Kuala Lumpur and is the third child of the great couple, Madam Vanessa Tan Wang Hua and Mr. Desmond Ngo Hock Eng. She completed her SPM in the year 2011 before being blessed, she said, with the golden opportunity to pursue the prestigious International Baccalaureate Diploma Program at KDU International School for pre-university education. Recognizing fairness as the greatest character strength and guilelessly believing that this is somehow due to the fact that she was born under the astrological sign of Libra, which is symbolized by the scales of justice. The petitioner was pretty sure by then that she had made the rightful decision to read law in the University of Warwick, where she graduated with second class upper honors in the year 2017. Your petitioner, my lord, then proceeded to undertake the Certificate of Legal Practice course and successfully completed it in July 2019. All throughout his study years, your petitioner never lost touch with law firms, learning much of what the law books did not teach him. Upon completing the bar exam, your petitioner commenced pupillage in January 2020, this year, in the chambers of my learned friend, Mr. Kevin Prakash, in the firm of Messrs. Mohanadas Partnership. Your petitioner enjoyed a fulfilling 9 months under a concerned and caring pupil master. She wishes to express her utmost gratitude to her master for allowing her to undergo pupillage in the firm. She said her master had been so kind to guide and advise her throughout the 9 months. She wishes to state that she will be keeping in touch with her master and would like to congratulate him on his new law practice. The petitioner's master confirms that he has a positive attitude to work, is conscientious and dependable. These are qualities that would place her in good stead for her future career. My lords, your petitioner always wondered what she would have achieved by 2020. She remains hopeful and is supportive of this new shared prosperity vision 2030, but she is glad that her personal vision 2020 is finally realized today, albeit virtually. This day, though held virtually, is still a culmination of a beautiful journey. Today, your petitioner would like to express her love and gratitude to the key people who have been instrumental in realizing this beautiful journey with her. First and foremost, she expresses her utmost appreciation to her parents, Mr. Desmond Go and Ms. Sultan. Thanks them for their unconditional love, the support, and the sacrifices. Her parents, she said, have always been forgiving of her shortcomings and never ceased to have faith in her, even in the face of failure. It is indeed the petitioner's greatest divine blessings to have had them as her parents. The petitioner is also grateful to her older sisters, Xiao Yan and Xiao Wen, whom she regards as the sole models, and of course her cheeky younger brother, Dean Korn, thank you for playing a big part in inspiring her to do better and supporting her all the way through. On this very meaningful occasion, your petitioner would wish to thank her best friends, Sasi, Andrew, Licia, Rosie, Milan, and Sharifa for the genuine and wonderful friendship, all of which have brought out the very best in her. Your petitioner is also extremely grateful to her maternal grandmother, Madam Lau Siu Gek, for having pushed her to achieve greater heights in life. To her close and caring relatives, particularly the aunties, Sim Hong, Siu Kam, and Sharon, the uncles, Hok Ki and Hok Chai, the cousins, Siu Yi, Pei Chong, and Pei Yi. Thank you for all that. Thanks them for their sincere and unconditional concern. To all her relatives, friends, and colleagues from school, university, and work, especially those who are viewing this proceeding today. Although their names are not mentioned here due to the shortage of time, your petitioner truthfully thanks each and every one of them for this interesting ride called life. While today's long call marks a vision fulfilled, your petitioner goal of being a lawyer, your petitioner is fully aware that this is only the beginning of a journey to becoming a great and dynamic one. Indeed, it is a fact of life that the legal profession provides her the means to earn a livelihood. Nevertheless, it is also a vocation committed to justice. Your petitioner will always bear in mind that in every case she undertakes as a lawyer, her first and potential duty is to uphold the principles of honesty, integrity, and professionalism. She also hopes to play a role in safeguarding the quality of justice by providing legal representation to those in need and eventually being able to find fulfillment in the law in the fullness of time. My lords, on that note, I have no reason to doubt your petitioner is of good character and is a fit and proper person for admission to the High Court of Malaya. I believe the warrant papers are all in order, and I believe there are no objections from the Attorney General, the Bar Council, and the Kuala Lumpur Bar Committee. And in the circumstances, my lords, I humbly and respectfully pray that your humble petitioner, Ngo Xiao Mei, be admitted and enrolled as an advocate solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. Be it so moved.
Yes, no objection, my lord.
Bar has got no objections either, my lord, and the papers are in order. Thank you.
No objections, my lords.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesional Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Ngo Xiao Mei untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
I say thank you, Your Lordship. I now seek leave of the Lordship for your petitioner to proceed.
Dibenarkan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif, Yang Arif.
Terima kasih Yang Arif, Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Petisyen kelima, WA 18-2142-12-2019.
Dengan izin Yang Tarikh, Yang Arif, nama saya Abraham Mozenli, Pempetisyen yang kelima.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, Yang Arif, nama saya Kwek Pei dan saya hadir bagi pihak Pempetisyen Abraham Mozenli. Rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang mewakili Yang Berbahagia Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur telah pun diperkenalkan kepada Yang Arif, Yang Arif sebentar tadi. Saya memohon izin Yang Arif untuk meneruskan hujahan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Dibenarkan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. My lords, please permit me to introduce your petitioner today. The petitioner, Abraham Mozenli, was born and raised in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. He received his primary and secondary education in his hometown and thereafter went to read law in Queen Mary University, London. After being called to the English bar, the petitioner commenced his pupillage in the chambers of my learned friend, Miss Pamela Kong Chinwoon of Mrs. Shen Delamore and Company. During his pupillage, the petitioner was grateful to have been given the opportunity to experience different areas of law, such as construction, employment, civil litigation, and corporate and finance. The petitioner is indeed very fortunate to have my learned friend, Miss Pamela Kong, as his pupil master, as she is a specialist in the area of corporate and finance, an area which she professed a keen interest in pursuing in his legal career. When I asked my learned friend to tell me a bit about the petitioner, she had so many good things to say about him. I think it would be remiss of me not to include this in the introduction of the petitioner to this honorable court. So as to not dilute the effects of what my learned friend has imparted to me, I seek your lordship's leave to quote her verbatim, if I may, your lords. My first impression of him is that he is polite and respectful, she says. He is also a quick learner and diligent, able to comprehend complex issues which have arisen in the course of work, and assisted with research to find ways to resolve these issues. My team found him to be very helpful and he is very dependable. He has provided much support to us and his efforts did not go unnoticed. We really appreciate his assistance. My lords, on this very special occasion, the petitioner wishes to express his gratitude and appreciation to the following people who had truly made a difference to the petitioner's life. To the most important people in his life, his father, the late Mr. Mo Mi Ying, and his mother, Madam Chong Say Lin, whose unconditional love and care had shaped the petitioner into the person that he is today. It is their selfless sacrifices which provided the platform for the petitioner to achieve this great milestone today. To his sister, Ms. Abigail Mosey Hui, the petitioner would like to thank her for always being there to guide him and for triggering the petitioner's love for reading by introducing the petitioner to the comic section in the daily newspaper when they were very young. To his pupil master, Ms. Pamela Kung, who has given the petitioner the opportunity to chamber under her watch and thereafter providing continuous guidance and support. To her legal associates, who have ever been so kind and patient in mentoring the petitioner since day one of his pupillage. To all the partners, associates, and staff members at Mrs. Shen Delamo and Company, he wishes to say a big thank you. And last but not least, the fellow pupils who supported the petitioner throughout his 9 months of pupillage with their antics, laughter, and the occasional assistance with research. My lords, I verily believe that all his course papers are in order and that the petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. I also believe that the Attorney General, the Bar Council, and the Kuala Lumpur Bar Committee have no objections. Therefore, I humbly pray for an order in terms of the petition.
Yes, no objection, my lord.
Bar has no objections, my lord.
The Kuala Lumpur Bar has no objections. Thank you. Much obliged.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profession Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Abraham Mo Zen Lee untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
I am obliged, my lord. May I seek leave for the petitioner to don his robe?
Dibenarkan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
I am much obliged, my lords.
Sama-sama.
Petisyen ke-6 WA 18-2172-12-2019.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Josephine Goh Hui Lin, Pempetisyen yang ke-6.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, LL Wun bagi pihak Pempetisyen dan rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang mewakili Jabatan Peguam Negara dan Majlis Peguam Malaysia adalah seperti yang diperkenalkan tadi, dan Encik Alex Chang kini mewakili Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Selangor. Yang Arif, saya ingin memohon kebenaran untuk meneruskan hujahan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Dibenarkan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. My lord, the petitioner Josephine Goh Hui Ling was born as the youngest child of Mr. Goh Yang Ju and Madam Wen Siu Chong. Her late father, who was once a policeman and a commissioner for oaths, used to solve problems faced by others, especially the elderly, with his legal knowledge. The late father always taught her that helping people in need is a good way to cultivate one's karmic reward. With this belief in mind, the petitioner stepped into the journey of pursuing her career in law. The petitioner received her primary and secondary education in her beautiful hometown, Kuala Kubu Baru, before moving to Malacca for her tertiary education. She was awarded a Bachelor of Laws degree from Multimedia University in 2019. She then started as a paralegal in Messrs. Changlang and Partners, and thereafter commenced a pupillage under the tutelage and guidance of Mr. Leng Kok Wei of the same firm. Besides being active in legal-related matters, the petitioner is also active in joining various non-profit Buddhist organizations since her childhood, with the hope to stay nearer and listen to the various voices from the community. The petitioner vows to use her very best effort to help the needy, and she believes that having a strong legal knowledge will definitely aid her in helping those in need. The petitioner would like to record her utmost appreciation to, first and foremost, her beloved mother, siblings, and her loved ones for their undivided moral and financial support, sacrifices, and unconditional love to her along the journey. Secondly, her master, Mr. Leng Kok Wei, the partner of the firm, Mr. Chong Zhaojun, and her senior in the firm, Ms. Lam Mei Yi, as well as all the colleagues of Messrs. Changlang and Partners who have helped her to becoming a competent lawyer. As the saying goes, if I have seen further than others, it is by standing upon the shoulders of giants. Once again, the petitioner is grateful for the constant motivation, sincere advice and care given by her master and all her colleagues. Thirdly, her friends and lecturers for their continuous guidance even after her graduation. Without them, the petitioner could not have achieved what she has achieved today. My lord, I verily believe that the petitioner is a fit, a proper person to be admitted to the bar, and that all her court papers are in order. I also believe there is no objection by my learned friends from the Attorney General Chambers, the Bar Council, and the Selangor Bar Committee, respectively, to this petition. Accordingly, I humbly pray that the petitioner, Josephine Goh Hui Ling, be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya.
No objection, my lord.
The bar has no objections either, my lord.
The State Bar has no objections, my lords.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Josephine Goh Hui Ling untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Much obliged, my lord. I now seek leave of this honorable court for the petitioner to robe herself.
Dibenarkan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif, Yang Arif.
I'm obliged, my lord.
Sama-sama.
Petisyen terakhir W18-2214-12-2019.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Kwek Zuyon, Pempetisyen ke-7.
Maaf ya, Puan Zahra. Saya tak dengar bila unmute ni.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Zahara Mid Dahlan, mewakili Pempetisyen Kwek Zuyon, Pempetisyen ke-7, rakan bijaksana saya daripada Yang Berhormat Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur yang telah diperkenalkan sebentar tadi. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya memohon kebenaran Mahkamah Yang Mulia ini untuk meneruskan petition ini dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Okay, dibenarkan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. On this auspicious occasion today, allow me to first introduce the petitioner. The petitioner is the eldest child of Mr. Kwek Keng Wu and Madam Lai Mi Lin and the brother to Juliana Kwek. Your petitioner graduated from University of Liverpool and embraced the bar professional training course in Manchester Metropolitan University before he was called to the Bar of England and Wales in the Honourable Society of Middle Temple. Thereafter, the petitioner was blessed with an opportunity to undergo his pupillage at Messrs. Adnan Sundra and Lau under the guidance of Miss Chu Su Lee. The petitioner was exposed to various areas of law, including mergers and acquisition, equity, capital markets, conveyancing, regulatory compliance, and various financial market product advisory. It was never the desire of the petitioner to pursue the legal pathway, yet all had changed in the 9 crucial months of pupillage, whereby the petitioner was patiently nurtured by Mr. Hao Zi Yan, Miss Tracy Ng, and his master, as well as the other members of the firm, namely Wong Yi Shan, Raja Rubini, Koh Zi Jian, Ryan Lim, and Wong Kian Hao, all of which the petitioner is grateful for. The petitioner could never see himself enjoying the legal profession if not of this very individual in the firm. The petitioner is, of course, eternally grateful for the unending support and love provided by his parents. The petitioner wishes to say to his parents, Mom and Dad, thank you for the life and encouragement that both of you have given me. The petitioner wishes to say to his sister, thank you for the love and support that you have given. I could never ask for a better sister. The petitioner is also grateful to the mover herself, Zahra Dahlan, for agreeing to be the mover. The petitioner is also specifically grateful to the following people: Joe Ng, Justin Wong, and all of his relatives and friends. With that, Yang Arif, I believe that the petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor. The petitioner's papers are all in order, and that there are no objections from the learned friends from the Attorney General's chambers, the Malaysian Bar Council, and the Kuala Lumpur Bar Committee. I humbly pray that the petitioner be admitted as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya.
No objection, my lord.
Bar has no objections either, my lord.
Kuala Lumpur Bar has no objections. Much obliged.
Dengan kuasa yang diberikan kepada saya di bawah Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, Mahkamah dengan ini menerima masuk Kwek Zu Yun untuk didaftarkan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Much obliged, Yang Arif. In the light of the new norm, I humbly seek leave from the court for the petitioner to robe himself.
Dibenarkan.
Dengan izin Yang Arif. Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Terima kasih, Yang Arif.
Sama-sama.
Terima kasih kepada wakil-wakil jabatan dan peguam pengusul. Tahniah kepada semua pempetisyen yang telah didaftarai sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya. Seterusnya, ucapan Yang Arif Hakim.
Yang Arif, Justice Colin Lawrence Sequeira, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan selamat tengah hari. Saya ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada wakil-wakil daripada yang berbahagia Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia, Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur dan peguam-peguam pengusul yang telah sudi hadir di majlis perbicaraan petisyen penerimaan masuk sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara yang ditetapkan di hadapan saya pada pagi ini yang dijalankan secara dalam talian melalui sidang video yang disiarkan secara langsung. Tidak dilupakan juga saya ingin merakamkan ucapan syabas dan tahniah kepada tenaga-tenaga pengajar, masters dan firma-firma Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara yang telah berjaya mendidik dan membimbing Pempetisyen sehingga menjadi peguam pada tengah hari ini. Miguel Jude Sequeira, Lo Chi Hao, Mok Mantin, Ngo Xiaomei, Abraham Mo Zenli, Josephine Goh Hui Lin dan Kwek Zu Yun. Di kesempatan ini, saya ingin mengambil kesempatan untuk mengucapkan syabas dan tahniah kepada semua pempetisyen yang telah sebentar tadi diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan untuk menjadi Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara di Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya. Seperti kelaziman, perbicaraan penerimaan masuk Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara di Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dibuat secara fizikal di mahkamah terbuka dengan kehadiran semua pihak termasuk ibu bapa, saudara mara dan sahabat handai Pempetisyen. Walau bagaimanapun, dengan tercetusnya penularan pandemik COVID-19 yang melanda negara baru-baru ini, ianya telah banyak mengubah corak hidup masyarakat di negara ini dengan mengamalkan norma-norma baru kehidupan. Badan Kehakiman Malaysia juga tidak terlepas daripada menerima tempias berikutan dengan pandemik tersebut. Oleh yang demikian, bagi memastikan akses kepada keadilan, access to justice, dapat disampaikan kepada masyarakat, maka pada pagi tadi, perbicaraan penerimaan masuk Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara di Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya telah dijalankan dengan norma baru secara dalam talian melalui sidang video yang dapat disaksikan secara langsung live melalui YouTube dan dapat ditonton di seluruh pelosok dunia. Bagi ketiga-tiga wakil yang mewakili Jabatan Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur dan peguam-peguam pengusul yang hadir buat pertama kali pada pagi ini adalah tuan-tuan dan puan-puan adalah merupakan kelompok ataupun batch yang terawal bagi peguam-peguam pengusul untuk hadir di perbicaraan penerimaan masuk Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara di Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya yang dibuat secara rasmi melalui sidang video. Begitu juga bagi semua pempetisyen. Saya percaya tuan-tuan dan puan-puan juga adalah merupakan kelompok ataupun batch yang terawal yang telah diterima masuk sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara di Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya yang dibuat secara norma baru, secara dalam talian melalui sidang video dan disiarkan secara langsung di seluruh dunia. Peristiwa ini bukan saja melakar sejarah buat diri anda semua secara peribadi, tetapi juga melakar sejarah bagi kejayaan anda sebagai seorang peguam. Ia juga telah melakar hari ini dalam sejarah, iaitu dalam sejarah perundangan negara, kerana inilah julung kalinya perbicaraan penerimaan masuk sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara di Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya diadakan secara dalam talian melalui sidang video dan disiarkan live daripada YouTube yang dibuat oleh Badan Kehakiman Malaysia. Sebagai tradisi, izinkan saya memberi sepatah dua kata bagi meraihkan majlis kita yang berbahagia pada pagi ini. I would like to take this opportunity to again beginning by heartily congratulating each and every one of you today. Today is a momentous day for all of you. It marks not the end of your pupillage, but rather the beginning of your professional life as a lawyer. This is a very special and privileged moment in the life of any new lawyer. Today is the beginning of a whole vista of opportunities in this honorable profession, a profession which carries with it rights involving heavy obligations and empowering responsibilities. The success you have achieved in being admitted to the High Court of Malaya is not yours alone. A special tribute must be given to your families, particularly your parents, who, in one way or another, be it financially or otherwise, supported you and gave you their succor as you endeavored to become a lawyer. I'm sure your family and friends felt as if they were reading law and sitting for exams alongside you as you strive to achieve your ambition of becoming a lawyer. It may be fair to say your achievements in some ways their achievements. Please take this opportunity after this ceremony to thank them for the support and their patience. Please allow me on this special day of yours to convey some advice. Let me start with a quote from Lord Denning. Quote, "Barristers owe an allegiance to a higher cause. It is the cause of justice and truth." Unquote. As part of this honorable profession, there are certain responsibilities expected of you. One main responsibility is to maintain the highest professional standard of integrity and competence at all times. The legal profession is a noble, learned, and honorable one. Respect and success can only be earned through hard work and adherence to strong ethical and professional values. As you have chosen to join this profession, you should thus aim and commit yourself to the fair administration of justice. In conducting yourself as a lawyer, you are expected to maintain the highest professional standards. What this further entails is that you should always be polite, always be courteous and respectful of others, regardless whether they are lawyers, judges, or clients. Having professional standards equally connotes that you conduct yourself in a manner befitting of the profession. In so doing, always remain humble and true to yourself. You are joining an old and ancient profession where diligence and vigilance are always expected. In the words of Lord Radcliffe, I quote, "You cannot train a judge to be judged, but you can educate a lawyer to be a lawyer," unquote. By being called to the bar today, you are on the threshold of the beginning of your education to become lawyers. While this is an occasion to celebrate your successes thus far, I'm afraid your legal education is far from complete. Law is a profession that demands constant learning, and you must engage with the evolving of rules and legal principles that have resulted from years of analysis. What this translates into is hard work. There is no substitute for hard work. You owe it to yourself and to your clients to always give your best. In order to further hone your legal skills, you should volunteer and conduct as many as possible pro bono works in courts so as to give you the experience and confidence in court later on. Before I end, let me say on a personal note, today is a memorable and historical day for me too. This is the first time I am presiding over admissions to the High Court of Malaya together with my learned brother, Yang Arif Justice Colin Lawrence Sequeira. Justice Sequeira has of course every reason to be particularly proud on this auspicious day, as are all the parents of the petitioners here today. This is because his beloved son, Miguel Jude Sequeira, has been admitted today as a full-fledged advocate and solicitor of the Malaysian bar, having followed his father's footsteps in the practice of law before his elevation to the High Court bench. Thus, I would like to congratulate Shabazz and Tanya to my learned brother Justice Sequeira, because I believe as a judge and also as a proud father, today is an auspicious and a momentous occasion for him to co-preside with me and to witness the long-call ceremony of his beloved son, Miguel Jude Sequeira, together with other petitioners as an advocates and solicitors of the High Court of Malaya. Lastly, I would also like to extend my warmest congratulations to all of you and wish the very best in what I hope will be a long and fulfilling career in law. Syabas sekali lagi saya ucapkan kepada semua pepetition. Stay home, stay safe, kita jaga kita, jangan leka dan alpa, kita teguh, kita menang. Terima kasih. Court is now adjourned.
Bangun.